For goodness sake. Mm. Okay. Happy Monday, elevator. I think we just have to do it like this. Hi, Bowen. Yes, I'm prepared for the cake. I'm coming, please. Just a minute. Okay. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome back to my. Okay, so hi, guys. Welcome back to my video. So we're going to be making cake, 8 inches and 6 inches cake. So if you're a baker, comment baker in the comment section, and if you're just learning, then let me know. So here's the thing, everything we're going to do is going to be with measurements. So here I have my scale, as you can see, set to 0. So I need you guys to like be able to see every single thing I'm doing. Yes. So the first thing we're actually going to be measuring here is the ingredients we're going to be making use of is our all-purpose flour. Then we'll be making use of sugar, baking powder. We'll be making use of salt. Then cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch, don't panic. You can still make use of flour. Then we're going to be making use of butter. Then our vegetable oil. Then we are also going to be making use of egg, evaporated milk, and pure vanilla flavor. We can also make use of concentrates. We're also going to make use of concentrated condensed milk. Yes, and we're also going to make use of optional, milk powder. Then I'm going to make use of vinegar and also preservative. And if you feel you don't want to make use of preservative, then you can just add lemon peel. It also acts as a preservative, and also add like a hint of freshness to it. So let's get right into it. We have our measuring cup here. Yes, they are all very neat. So we have our flour, we have butter, then we have our measuring cup, our scale, then we've got this, then we have a lot of ingredients, a whole lot of ingredients. You're going to be making use of some bowls and some um bowls, fork, just to make sure that you have them ready at any time. So I'll actually be making use of this first. So for it to be accurate, just make sure you measure this. We have 86 gram. Yeah, so here is where we're going to mix our cake, butter, yeah. So here, this is 86. So whatever I'm actually going to be adding is, I'm going to tell you guys the gram of what I'm adding, and at the same time I'm going to add this 86 that's here already, so our gram can be complete. Do you understand? If you have any question in the comment section, you can kindly ask me, I'll reply. So for this 8 inches and 6 inches cake, we are going to be making use of 1250 gram. Yes, if you want something a little bit extra, you can add. So that means we'll be looking for 1337, including the weight of this bowl or plate. So here we go. This flour is sieved already, well sieved. Yeah, I want just this concentrated. Yes. So this is just 300. This is just 400. And we're going to 1000. Okay, you know what? To be on the brighter side, let's just carry our total floor that has been measured already. Yep. So let's whiz. So here we have 337. So this is now up to, that means we are actually going to still have to add more flour. Luckily I've got extra flour, I've got a lot of flour. So this is 905, this is 905, so which means we are going to be adding sieved flour of 130, no, of 200 and of 300 and 300, 400, or 450 gram, just for our scale to be complete, for our gram to be complete for the cake we want to bake. So I'm going to be adding it right now. Just calm. I had my flour sieved already, so here it is. Just be careful of the spillover. So here you can see we're having 1325 gram. So that is exactly what we need. So you keep the flour aside first. Now, just in case, the next thing we're going to be measuring is, for this particular recipe, we need sugar of 1001 gram. So here we have our sugar. We're going to be weighing it. This is just 778 gram. So we're still going to be adding 101 minus 778. So we're still going to be adding roughly 300. Yes. Don't forget the plastic also has its weight. So I think I'm just going to make use of the cup to add it. And if you don't want to make use of, if you don't want to make use of your scale, if you don't have your scale readily available, the flour you're going to be making use of is 10 cups of flour, and the sugar is 5.5 cup. Yes. So here we have 1000 gram exactly. If you are new here, please kindly make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share. Thank you. So we are going to 101, 1000 gram, which means 1 kg. So here we have 1127. So the bowl is actually going to be weighing 27. So here we have our sugar ready. Yes, we've got our sugar ready. So the next thing we are going to be weighing is, here we're going to be weighing our butter. We need just 500 gram of butter. Just 500 gram. So I'm actually going to be making use of this for my butter. You can see it's just weighing 11. So that means we'll be needing half of this butter. Because this is 1 kg. So here we have 489. Yeah, so you just had a little bit more to make it 500. So we have 502. And mind you, you always have to reserve your butter to, because you're still going to grease your pan. So here it is. This is the butter we're going to be making use of. So the first thing we're going to be adding to our mixing bowl is actually going to be our butter. You can see. So here we have it. So Here we have our butter, which we have to cream first. We have to cream it, make it lighter, then we start adding the sugar gradually. I'm just going to connect it like this. So you can so I think I've done this, and you can see the color is obviously paler than the first time. Then I start adding my sugar gradually. Here we have our butter is 500 gram, and then our sugar is 1100 grams. So we just add it slightly. So you can see the butter is slightly so you can see like it's getting mixed. Well, you can see. So you have to mix it till it's very creamy. Now the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to add our oil, and the oil we're going to add in to be adding is going to be just 250 ml. So that is going to be a cup, 1 cup. So why are we adding oil in cake? Oil is for it to retain most moisture and sheen. Yeah, for it to keep soft for you to be able to like be soft, tender, and sweet, still tasty. Still gives it that shine and the taste. Yeah, so we're going to be adding oil, a cup of oil. So let me take my oil. So 250 ml. Yes. That's it. That is just it. Nothing else. Then we're still going to add some more sugar. Yes. We're actually going to. Okay, let's add some more right now. Can you see? So you can see we have to cream our butter and sugar till it's very, very white and fluffy. No sugar grain. You can still see there's still sugar grain in it. which is very clean. So you can see how well it is framed. You can see you can't find any granulated sugar anymore. So you just have to. Now we stop. Can you see? Very smooth in pale white, not creamy butter look again. So the next thing we're going to add right now is egg. So let's start from here. Now for clean breaking of the egg, most of the time I just make use of a bowl. Okay, you coming? Sorry. Belenfik. Yeah, so here I just add my egg here first. Why am I breaking the egg in a separate bowl and not just break it inside? The reason is so simple. It's because sometimes when you break egg, you don't break clean. Most of my egg are clean, pretty clean. You can see no eggshell inside, just to prevent moments like that. You can see there is no eggshell inside. So this is the first egg I'm going to be having in the cake. So we're actually going to be breaking 14 egg. This is the second. Now we'll break 3 egg at a time. All these eggs are fresh. Just gotten, just laid. So this is 3 eggs. We are going to be 4 eggs in total, and we are going to 15 large egg. So that is the fifth one. I think I'm actually just going to wait like this. I clean as I go. So cleaning is one of the things that we always have to do after work. So it's better clean now than ever. So I have 5 eggs here with yolk and all. Can you see? Yes. So we're going to be mixing gently for it not to spill over. Do you get? Can you say your second time? Again, gently. Texture. Always make sure you use a bigger bowl. Always make sure you use a bigger bowl. Hi, Reg. Thanks. If you are new to my channel, kindly make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, and share my video if you find them useful or helpful. Can you see? This is looking very, very creamy. And we've only added 5 eggs, just 5 eggs. So we put it up again. Then we're going to add 5 more eggs here. So next we're breaking 5 more eggs. So the first crate is out. This is the 7th egg we're breaking. Yes. So that is a narrow escape. This is why you break your egg into an extra bowl, separate, before adding it into the egg. So to me, I'm actually going to just add 3 eggs instead of the 5 right now. And you can see no broken shell under, but still I'm going to rinse it and continue my work. So here we have it, a clean bowl again. So this is the 9th egg. Yes. here we've got the 10th one. So over here we've got 10 shells of egg. Oh no, 10 shells of egg to dispose. Always be careful. I'm just going to scoop out a little and just, I prefer that. Rinse well before continuing, you can see. So here we've got 10 egg in here. Wow. Then we're going to mix gently again. You can see it's almost overflowing. But before we mix this time around, I want to do something. Most of the time, when you're using mixer, you have some that sticks to your edge and they don't get mixed well. So I'll just dip my spoon inside of it or my spatula, and I'm just going to scrape it out for it to mix well. You can see it's already looking fluffy already, even without adding anything extra yet. This is just butter, egg, and sugar. So I'm going to mix this gently. You can see. You can see the way it's looking so fluffy. Then I put it up again. You can see this is so 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 good. This is just so so good. It's filled almost to the brim. So for me to actually make this, I would definitely have to like turn it into a bigger bowl or just divide it into two. Do you get? Yep. So let's continue. Now what I want to do is break more eggs. We have to complete our 15 eggs. Yes. Okay. So here we have one. And here we got another one. Okay. Just make sure your eggs are plain. Three. Four. So we've got 14 eggs here. I'm actually using like very very large eggs, like extra large. So I think I'm just going to stop at 14 eggs. But you definitely can make use of 15 and more if you feel like. So here, I'm just going to add everything. And just like I said earlier, I scrape it off. The one at the edge. I should be using my spatula, but I'm using my pick. It's clean out the same. This looks so so good, just like ice cream, but it's cake. Yeah. So I'm just going to do this. So this is what happens when you bake in a bowl and you don't let up with extra space. And the cake I'm actually baking is going to be a very tall cake, a very big cake, and that is why. So what I'm just going to do is, you can see it's obviously filled to the brim without me adding my flour, milk, flavor and hot etc yet. So I'm going to turn it into somewhere slightly bigger. Yes, I just want us to be able to see it very well. That's why I had to use the bowl. Okay, so here's my new bowl and it's well rinsed, you can see. So I'm going to be turning it because the cake will definitely keep rising. So I hope you'll be able to see the inside of this because it's pretty high. So I'll be mixing okay. So I've still got some thick paper. So you can see I've scraped enough from it with my feck, and I'm not satisfied because I've still got cakes in here. So I'm going to scrape it with my hands. My palm are actually very neat. I just finished washing it. Yep. All this butter are cake. Yeah, so is it clean enough? Yes, it is. I still feel like scrape every single thing. Then I'll mix it from the head. I think it's cleaner now. So just like I said, I prefer um cleaning as I go. I'm just going to like put this in the zinc and wash or rinse. Yep. You're back. So here you can see yes. Here you can see the way it looks. So we're going to be making it and mixing it again all over. While we're mixing again, the downside that was not well mixed before is going to be well mixed now. But you can see it's pretty well mixed. This is extremely well mixed enough for me. Extremely. This is going to be so soft and moist. Yeah, I can't even imagine. But I can taste and sense the scent of the hair already. A whole lot of Yep. So the next thing I'm going to just do straight up is I'm going to be harden. What next? I'm going to be adding my baking powder. So we're going to be adding 30 grams of baking powder. Yes, we've got our baking powder here. Yes. So I still have my scale. I don't know if you remember. So we weigh it, we'll scale it. 30 grams of scale also equals to 2 tablespoons. So having a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. So we're going to be making use of 2 tablespoons. And guess what? You think I'm going to add it direct into this? No, of course not. I'll be adding my dry ingredients to my flour, which is also a dry ingredient. So this is the correct way for you to measure your tablespoon. This is 1 tablespoon. If you see 1 TBSP means tablespoon. So yes, I'm going to add it into my flour. Can you see? Yes. I'm going to add another one. Yes. I'm definitely going to mix it together later on. And yes, I'm just going to add just half again. Yeah. But if your baking powder is extremely active, then you should just use 2 tablespoons. So the next dry ingredient I'm also going to add is these. I call it a preservative. Yes. So I actually make use of the cover. If I'm not adding this, I'm going to be adding lemon peel just to add slight flavor, you know. Yes. So I'm going to be adding this to my dry ingredient also, not to my wet ingredients. So here you can see you're baking a whole lot of cake, so making use of 3 cover. This 3 cover is going to equal to 1 tablespoon of this. Yes, so that is what we're making use of. Yep. So that is that about that. So the next thing I'm going to be having is my wet ingredients. Guess what? You're right. We're having it into this place. So what is the first wet ingredient we're going to be having? Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, this is condensed milk flavor. Yes, just like I said earlier, it's nice, and I'm going to be having 4 tablespoons of this. Yes, making a whole lot of cake, big batch, tall, premium, you get. Yes, so we're going to be making use of this is rich, extremely rich. My cake has to be rich, so this is the second tablespoon. This is the third. And this is the fourth. Oh goodness, this is so rich. Only if you can taste it from the video. When you try out your own recipe, let me know if you have any comments, if you have any question. I would definitely help out. Yes. So the next thing I'm going to be having is going to be my vanilla flavor. Yeah, I'll be having 2 tablespoons of vanilla here. You can see this is beautiful. Yep. So we got some more left. So the next thing we're going to be adding, again, just like I said, it's completely optional. It's if you feel like. I'm still going to be adding milk flavor. Yes, because this is a milky cake. Yeah, and it's vanilla and milk. So I'll be adding just a spoon. It is completely optional. So this is just flavor, depending on how much flavor of it you want to be flavored, you get. So I'll be adding it to my dry ingredients, but I feel like mixing it because it's flavor time with my wet ingredients, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You can see here, right? This is milk flavor he can. As the spirit leads. Yeah, so We're going to be keeping this tight. Then I've got some more ingredients to add. This is vinegar. So I'm going to be adding vinegar to it. But first of all, okay, I'm going to be adding vinegar to it. I'll be adding 3 teaspoons of vinegar. Yes. Just like I said earlier, 3 spoons. But then, if you feel like, you can make it 4. I made mine 4. Vinegar. Yep. So, here's another thing. We got a baking soda here. So if you can see this baking soda, some people make use of it for baking, but I just did not have it because I've used enough baking tools and ingredients for me. But if you feel like adding your baking soda, you can just add the tiny pins. And we are going to make use of the teaspoon. Now this is the tablespoon we've been making use of since. This is what a teaspoon like. So TSP, the B is missing here. That is what we make use of for our baking soda. And we're only going to add 2. Yeah. 1 and 2. That's all. We're good. Then the next thing we do, it is not the last, but almost there. Then you can see we're still adding milk, normal evaporated milk. So you can see definitely this is going to taste so rich and milky. Yep, we're going to be adding, the milk should be 200 ml. So you should know how to calculate your milk. You can just like make use of a cup. This is 250 ml, so it's not going to be full. Or you can just make use of this has 125 ml, then it has 50 ml and some other measurements. You just calculate it and you're good to go. So here we've got our milk. It's up to 200 ml. Yes. So the next thing we're going to do is back to it. We mix every single little bit. really nice. Yes, we are good. So good. Now, okay, I'm just going to remove this where I'm connecting it to. You can see, so use your brain. So it's not gonna shock you, and you'll be like, she, she not remove it. How did she do it? Please be very careful with anything electronic lights. Yep. Safety first. Yes. Yeah. This is what we're making use of. Definitely making use of it. So, the next thing we're going to be doing, is what makes our flower. Then there's this process called folding and cutting. Have you heard of anything like that? If you're new to baking, then I'm sure it would sound somehow to you, but it's not strange. Why? Ask me why. Because that is the best method for baking cake. It always come out fluffy. Once you're done mixing the batter has to be extra fluffy, extremely smooth, even smoother than paste. But if you're not if you're done mixing your batter, then for the flour you have to fold and mix. Just fold, cut and fold, cut and fold, cut and fold. So I'm going to be getting my turning stick or spatula or anything you feel like cutting with. So here you can see this is also clean, pretty clean. So I'm just going to scrape this off first. I'll scrape every single thing. Knitting the edge. Oh goodness, can you see this? This is even, it's obvious you can see this cake is going to be extremely fluffy even before baking. Definitely going to be extra fluffy. So we're going to be adding our flour now. Yes. Yeah. Then, just like I said, we what? Cut, fold, cut, fold, cut, fold, cut, fold, cut, and fold. So, if you want a wedding cake, just DM. We are available to take your order. And if you also want private classes, just indicate. We also offer private classes, and we definitely give you knowledge, value, Then we add more. Don't make it concentrated on a spot. You spread because you cut and fold. Spread all over. Again, you what? You cut and fold. You cut and fold. Cut and fold. And you don't change your ants. You only have to cut and fold. You don't mix cake. If not, it's going to have fault. And what do you call fault in cakes? They are probably cake being too dense, cake having holes, cake having fault, just not being cake. So you don't rush it. You don't rush mixing the final stage. This is the setting stage. So you have to mix well patiently. You have to mix well patiently. Yes. You can see this looks so good. This smells so nice. It seems so delicious, so tasty, so yummy. Everywhere is filled with milky. Smells like Milky Way. So we have a huge batch of cake for here. You can see this is still kind of well mixed. So you have to mix it well for it to be well mixed. And this will be the last batch, but I'm not going to finish everything. Why? I have to reserve a little of this. You know, earlier I told you that you have to grease your pan at the start of the video. So we're going to be using this to grease our pan. Yes, baking pan. The cake is ready. Our batter is ready rather. Okay. So I'm going to make use of this because it looks smaller and feels faster. Yes. So I'm going to be doing this. Yeah, if there's any other recipe you feel like learning, let me know in the comment section. Kindly like the video, watch, and subscribe. Thank you. So here we've got our batter ready. Yep, this is a whole lot. Bam. So what next? We grease our pan first, and after that, I have to clean up a bit, tidy up this place, and grease my pan in front of you, and then I should be done with it. Sorry, I actually gotta tidy up a bit. Yes. So So here's the first pan I'm going to be filling and creaming. I'm going to be cleaning this too, washing and rinsing. Sorry. So you can see these are clearly well rinsed. These are very neat. Yep. So we are going to be greasing this with our butter. Yes, that is the first step. Just to be extra certain, you can see. So I just have to let it dry here. It's not falling. Yes, there's bruise right here. So mind you, this is a size 8 and this is a size 6 pan. Yes, so you can see the way it's going to like sit on it. In between there is going to be size 7. Yep, here like this. Exactly. So I'm going to be greasing this. You can just get a paper towel and just grease this to your taste. this is the way you grease your pan. I need extra butter, so obviously going to get more. Yeah. So for my extra, I'm just going to keep this separate. You know, we still have another pan to grease, so yeah, so this is going to the pan. Yeah, so this is the first one. You can see it's well greased. Now, my best suggestion for you, if this is your first time of baking cake and greasing, I would suggest you get 2 sides of the same pan you're going to be making use of. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're baking a tall cake like this, make sure you have 2 sides of this. So you just put 2 inches, 2 inches, and it's going to rise. Yes, like rise really, really, really well. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding the flour. Yes, and the first one, so I can just pour every single thing. I just put every single thing. You can see the flour. So this is the way you grease your pan. Then side to side. We're still greasing another. We're still powdering another one. So we powder in. Just to get the excess of the powder, you can just tap once and you get the excess out. You can see it looks neat, well powdered. So here we have the next one, and here the same process again. So here we've got this. So I would say my best suggestion now is we're pouring. Good news. That's a good news, right? Yes, so you can see our butter. This is it. We can see our cake. So we're going to be pouring this right inside. Yes. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. So you pour gently, just like I suggested. If you have two of this, just for you to get the perfect, like the perfect quantity, the perfect ration and all, I would suggest you what? You kindly, you what again? You kindly divide it into two or four, and you serve one here and then the second one, so you'll be able to layer it up all together. So for here, we're dishing them right into the pan already. That is enough. When baking, you don't fill to the brim because it's going to overflow. It bakes, it rises up, and you don't want that. You don't want your oven gooey because it's a batter, of course. So here, you ration well. Can you see the way it looks? This is full, to be honest. When adding cake, you had like 3/4 of your measurement of your can, yes, of your pan. Like 3/4 is just enough. And then you can use a spoon to balance it all. I actually just don't use a spoon. Most of the time I just drop it down on the ground once, then it all gets sunken. It's well balanced like this, and all the gaps and holes are going to come out automatically. So just for heat not to, you know, well, it's normal, you're still going to trim after, so depending on how you want it. Just make sure your butter is well proportioned. For me, this is it. Three-quarter. This is 3/4 of my pan. So even if it's going to rise up, it would level up to here. Do you understand? Yes. So this is well balanced. And here we've got another one too. Well balanced. I still got some butter left. So yeah, definitely we're going to make something extra, which is, guess what? Guess. I wanna make a velvet cake, a strawberry